Now I'm going to go to my supplies account in the ledger. So I find supplies, and this was on March 4th. It's again from General Journal, page 1. It is a debit for $78, and supplies has a debit balance of $78. Supplies is account number 130. I take it to my journal, and that way I know I've posted this entry. Next, I find accounts payable Joshua Supplies. That transaction is on March 4th. It is from General Journal, page 1. It is a credit for $78, and it is a liability account which has a credit balance. I put my 78 there. I take my 210 from my account number, and I go up and place it in my journal to indicate that this entry has been posted to the ledger. Next, I'm going back to my cash account. On March 8th, I have a debit of $675 to cash. So I'm going to put in my 8 here, my G1 from General Journal, page 1. I have a debit for $675. And because cash has a debit normal balance, this is increasing my cash account. I'm going to add that to this balance. So I take 4340 plus 675, and I end up with $5,015, and I enter that in. Then I take my 110 and put it back in my journal to indicate I've posted that entry, and so on. We're going to continue on with sales. On March 8th, General Journal, page 1. It's a credit of $675, and we know that sales has a credit normal balance. I take my 410 and I put it up in my journal to indicate that that entry has been posted. On the 9th, I am going to post to accounts receivable Danielle Brostad, and let's see, I have March 9th as my date. Again, it's General Journal, page 1. It is a debit of $163, and accounts receivable is an asset account with a debit normal balance. So I have a balance here of $163. Okay. I'm going to take my 120 and put it up here in my journal, and then I'm moving on to sales. On March 9th, I have a credit to sales, so I put my 9 in here, my G1. It's a credit, $163. Because sales has a credit balance and I have a credit entry here, I'm going to add those two numbers together. So I take my 675 and I add 163, and I get 838. And then I take my 410 and put it back up in my sales, or next to sales in my journal, to indicate that entry has been posted.